Hello and welcome to the Pro Wrestling Personified podcast. I'm your host, Louis Carlin, and we're part of the Tapped Out Wrestling Podcast Network. Good to be back this week, folks, talking about Impact Wrestling, one of my favorite times of the week. I get to sit down and talk about Impact Wrestling, one of my favorite promotions right now, Red Hot Promotions, despite what the trolls say. It's a terrific promotion right now, and I like talking about it, and that's what we're going to be doing this week, talking about Impact Wrestling. We're going to be talking about the regular show. I finally got a chance to watch Night of the Dummies, which is on the Global Wrestling Network. So I'm going to do a review of that, and I have some news as well. But before I get started, I want to say I got 2 interviews coming up this week. Well, I don't know if it's this week, but I got 2 interviews, one definitely coming up this week. I interviewed the Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander. That was done a few days ago, so I interviewed the Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander. We had a nice little interview, and that'll be coming up on the Tapped Out Wrestling Podcast Network. But today, right before I recorded this, I had the honor of having on my show, and if you've been following me on Twitter, I've been announcing a blockbuster announcement or a blockbuster guest or confirmation. And this week, just about an hour ago, I interviewed the one and only former WCW champion, currently made his return to professional wrestling, acclaimed actor, Mr. David Arquette. David Arquette was on the show. I interviewed him about an hour ago, and that interview is coming out this week on the Tapped Out Wrestling Podcast Network. Very, very cool individual. Very, very excited he agreed to come on, and we spoke for about a half hour about various things, and I'm really looking forward to that one coming out on the Tapped Out Wrestling Podcast Network. So watch for Josh Alexander, the Walking Weapon, and Mr. David Arquette. So those 2 interviews are coming on the Tapped Out Wrestling Podcast Network. So this week, Windsor Comic Con, there was Windsor Comic Con, took place, yesterday. Today's Sunday, I'm recording, so me and my daughter went on the Saturday, which was yesterday, and she got all dressed up. I can't remember the character she dressed up as. I posted it on Facebook, but she got dressed up in cosplay, and they're calling it cosplay. When I was a kid, it was a costume, but today it's cosplay. But I used to get those little, the little cardboard box Spider-Man costumes with the plastic mask that you could barely breathe in, but the costumes today are a little different. And it had like the plastic, the plastic Spider-Man suit that I used to wear, and I used to just sweat, and it would be horrible. And I could barely breathe in that mask. It'd be, I have like Darth Vader in there, but she was pretty good. She went as an anime character. She's into that. She's a very good anime artist. So we went on the Saturday, and Mark Henry was there, but he wanted like $50 for an autograph, and no thanks, Mark. I got a picture of you anyway, but I wasn't going to pay $50 to get Mark Henry's autograph. But I did get 2 of those Funko Pop figures. I picked up Kenny Omega and and Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare Cody. So I'm very excited. It's on I'm looking at them right now. They're on my first decorations on my podcast table. I'm creating this little podcast office. I want to get some pictures and autographs, but I got the Kenny Omega Funko Pop and the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes Funko Pop, and I wanted to get the Young Bucks. I know they have the Young Bucks out there, but I couldn't. They didn't have it. Nobody had it there. So, but very happy. I'm looking. I got my Kenny Omega and my my Cody Rhodes. Yeah, a 48-year-old man is spending money on a Funko Pop figure. I got nothing better to spend my money on. They're $25. My daughter got a few anime. Yuri on Ice, I think she got. But no, I'm happy. I got my first decorations, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So, like I said, I want to get the Young Bucks. Now, I was reading that we're going to get more New Japan Funko Pop. I think they were releasing Tetsuya Naito as well. And I'd love to see some Impact Funko Pop. I'd definitely get that. But it's the first 2 decorations for the table. All right, so I was a little pissed off this week. Not at trolls. I'm not going to talk about trolls this week. I'm a little pissed off that, Fight Network this week, they decided to preempt Impact Wrestling. Now Anthem Anthem Enterprises owns the Fight Network and they own Impact. So it's kind of like, Anthem owns both, and they should really be dedicating, the time and efforts, and the airtime to Impact Wrestling, but they decided to preempt it this week, Thursdays at 8 p.m. They didn't show it. Instead, they showed some live karate, special that they decided to show instead. I was a little upset. I wanted to watch Impact, and instead they decided to show this karate tournament or whatever the hell it was. I didn't watch it then, but I'm told that you can watch Impact on Game TV. But I looked, I don't have Game TV unless I completely missed it. But I don't want to watch on Game TV. I want to watch on the Fight Network. That's what I'm paying a little extra to get Fight Network in HD. So I want to watch on the Fight Network. I don't want to watch it in standard definition. I want to watch it in high definition. That's what I'm paying for. So I don't think Game TV comes in HD. I don't think anybody wants to watch the match game or The Price is Right in high definition. So, but I wanted to see it, but it wasn't on. I was a little upset, and I took to Twitter and complained about it. And Fight Network didn't say anything. I thought maybe I would get a nice friendly response, and maybe they would send me like a few months free of the Fight Network. But they didn't respond. But like I said, a little upset. But I did watch it on the Global Wrestling Network. So I did see it. So that's the Global Wrestling Network. It's a great little streaming service. If you're a professional wrestling fan, definitely should get the Global Wrestling Network, especially if you're an Impact Wrestling fan. But forgot to say my Twitter tag. So my Twitter at PWSOTH, and on Facebook at Pro Wrestling Personified Podcast. You can check me out there. All right. Mahabali Shera. I don't think I touched upon this last week. Mahabali Shera was released a few weeks back, maybe 2 weeks back, from the WWE or NXT. I don't even think he made his debut or made any appearances for them, but he was released. And now the big thing is Mahabali Shera coming back to Impact Wrestling? If he wants to come back, that's fine. But a lot of people, are automatically linking him with the Desi Hit Squad. I personally don't think he should have anything to do with the Desi Hit Squad. The Desi Hit Squad are fine by themselves, and I may have touched upon this last week or the week before, and if I did, I apologize. But I'm going to touch it upon again because I saw some news today on it. I think Josh Matthews was talking about Shera. I don't think the Desi Hit Squad needs to be touched. I think they're fine. They don't need Mahabali Shera. They don't need people are saying, oh, he could be an enforcer for them. They don't need an enforcer. I think the Desi Hit Squad are just fine the way they are. They want to bring in, what they could do is they could bring Shera in, maybe feud with the Desi Hit Squad. I can see that. But I always thought Shera was a little limited in his in-ring work. And I'll be honest, I've never been a fan. I've never been a big fan of Mahabali Shera. And I was a little surprised that the WWE signed him. Well, I shouldn't be surprised, really, because they did sign him because they're trying to tap into the Indian market. But, again, if they want to bring him back, that's fine. Either way, I'm still going to watch it. It's not like, oh, they bring back Shera, I'm not watching anymore. But, we'll see what happens. Josh Matthews couldn't clarify or confirm that he was coming back or not, so, always like to see people get work. So if they want to bring back Shera, I'm sure if they're going to head back to India at some point, I can see Shera coming back, but just not with the Desi Hit Squad. All right. So this week, Impact Wrestling. Let's just jump right into it. Oh, actually, before we do, coming up, on Saturday, is the, Border City Wrestling 25th anniversary show. And, I know I might say this a lot, but I am attending the show. I have first row tickets, VIP meet and greet, and I'm really looking forward to it. There's going to be a lot of cool people at the meet and greet. I know Johnny Impact is going to be there, Tommy Dreamer, Seidel, Eli. I don't know if Eli Drake is going to be part of the meet and greet. Hopefully he will be. But I'm looking forward to it. They announced the matches, so let me just run down the matches quickly. I'm really looking forward to the show. So the main event is for the Can-Am Championship. Champion Congo Kong will defend against Johnny Impact, A1, and Matt Seidel in a fatal four-way match. Then we're going to have a tag team championship ladder match as Brent Banks and Aiden Prince take on the current champions, Jake Something and Phil Atlas, in a ladder match. That should be a tremendous match. Aiden Prince is so damn talented, as is Brent Banks, as is Jake Something, as is Phil Atlas. It's going to be a great match. I probably might be looking forward to this match more than anything on the show, but this is going to be a tremendous matchup. Then we're going to have a street fight between Moose and Eddie Edwards. Their feud continues. So we'll see what happens in that one. Kiera Hogan goes one-on-one against Giselle Shaw, who's very talented. They're having a Doug Chevalier, I hope I pronounced that right, Memorial Gauntlet. So I'm not sure who's going to be involved in that. Actually, Sheldon Jean, I was speaking to him, very talented wrestler up here. I was asking him if he's going to be at the Border City Wrestling 25th anniversary show, and he just said, well, you'll have to wait and find out. So I think he's going to be involved in this gauntlet match, but that remains to be seen. Doug Chevalier Memorial Gauntlet. Big news came out last week that David Arquette will be appearing at the show, Border City Wrestling 25th anniversary show, as he will be teaming with none other than RJ City as they go up against Halal Beefcake, Joel Coleman, and Idris Abraham. So that should be a very, very interesting tag team match. And of course, David Arquette is having an exclusive meet and greet, which I happily got my tickets for. So I'll be meeting David Arquette, in addition to all the Impact Wrestling talent that are on the initial meet and greet. So looking forward. It's going to be a really cool meet and greet. And then a mixed tag team match has been announced as well. My guy, Stone Rockwell, teaming up with Scarlett Bordeaux as they take on Eli Drake and Two Scoops Casey Spinelli. That should be another tremendous match. Now, of course, this show is going to be a Impact Wrestling One Night Only special taping. It's going to be on the Global Wrestling Network. I guess you could say David Arquette's making his Impact Wrestling debut, and I was wondering if David Arquette is going to be make any more Impact Wrestling appearances, and I did ask him that on the interview. As Sheldon Jean told me, you'll just have to wait and hear his answer. That's all. Okay, there you go. All right, so let's get into getting a little static in my earphone here. Not sure why, but hey, it's cool. All right, so let's get into Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling this week, again from Mexico City, Mexico. And the show started with Tessa Blanchard taking on Fabi Apache for the Knockouts title. Now, we saw Fabi Apache last week. Wasn't a big fan of the match against Alicia Edwards, only because Alicia Edwards is very limited, in my opinion. And I thought last week that Tessa Blanchard would bring out the best in Fabi Apache, and good gosh was I right. This was a much better match than last week. Wow, this was a great opening match. Fabi Apache looked absolutely terrific in this match, and Tessa Blanchard looked great. Every match she's in, she looks terrific, and this was a really good back and forth match. Like I said, Apache looked absolutely outstanding. Really good spots here, really good spots. I knew within the first 30 seconds of this match that this was going to be better than last week's match against Alicia Edwards. And Tessa Blanchard, of course, retains, but I really like this match. I would really love to see Fabi Apache in Impact Wrestling more. I know she wrestles in Mexico. I would love to see her again. Great stuff here. But the big story is post-match. Tessa Blanchard cuts a promo on herself, and Taya Valkryie appears on the video screen and basically challenges Tessa to a title match at Bound for Glory. She says she respects Tessa, but even if everyone thinks she's a bitch. And a lot of people complaining that there was no build to this. Where's the build? The build is Taya Valkryie showing up saying, I challenge you for a title match at Bound for Glory. That's the build. Why do you have to have a huge elaborate build? Right? Come on, give me a break. Taya Valkryie showed up and said, I challenge you. And later on in the show, Tessa Blanchard said, I'm going to show you what kind of bitch I could be, and accepted the challenge. So there's the build right there. So no big deal. I think BQ is that people got to stop overthinking this. That's true. The build, Taya Valkryie challenged Tessa Blanchard for a match, and there it is. They're having a match. This is the match I wanted to see ever since Tessa Blanchard made her debut in Impact Wrestling, and I am so stoked for this match. This is going to be a hard hitting affair between these two incredible wrestlers, and I'm really looking forward to this. This could be the match of this match could steal the show at Bound for Glory. This is really going to be a good match. If we don't see Taya Valkryie again until Bound for Glory, I'm cool with that. Whether she's in Mexico or not, I'm not sure. I know she had some visa issues and she wasn't able to go to Canada. Not sure if she's actually in Mexico right now, or if she can actually get into Mexico. But I'm all for it 100%, and I can't wait for this match at Bound for Glory. I cannot wait for this match at Bound for Glory. And bring back Fabi Apache. I didn't say that last week, but I'm saying it now. Bring back Fabi Apache. I like Fabi Apache. The legendary Fabi Apache. Eli Drake was on the streets of Mexico, and he says that next week he's gonna issue an open challenge to a luchador. That's great. I was kind of hoping, Eli Drake would have a weekly open challenge, not like a buy or try weekly open challenge. I kind of like the build up. I really think in my heart that he's going to do the open challenge at Bound for Glory, and it's going to be answered by Chris Jericho. And I really think that's going to happen. And I kind of wish, even if it doesn't happen, I kind of wish that this open challenge was a weekly thing. But we'll see what happens next week. He's going to challenge a luchador, and we'll see who that luchador is. We had, the Global Wrestling, we had, Brian Cage against Jake Christ, which was another really solid match, between both men. I really like Jake Christ. He's a really, really good, singles wrestler. But Brian Cage, X-Division champion, is Brian Cage, and he's just absolutely tremendous. Wound up winning the match, but we had some really nice spots in this match. Brian Cage is just a beast. Brian Cage is a beast. And people are saying that, all of, Impact's top stars are former WWE stars. And Brian Cage is never in the WWE. Jake Christ was never in the WWE. So it's just, this stupidity. Brian Cage was awesome here. He hit the drill claw on Jake Christ, to win the match. Very, very solid match. Good back and forth action, as I said. Jake Christ taking the loss. I would have liked to have seen a DQ. Kind of like the clean loss that Jake Christ took kind of takes a little bit away from their 6-man tag team match that's coming up. I would have liked to have seen Callahan jump in the ring and attack him, not after the match was over, but during the match, and force a DQ. But anyway, that didn't happen. But Callahan and OVE, Dave Christ did a post-match attack on, Brian Cage. But then the lights went out and they came back on, and Dave Christ disappeared, and Phoenix and Pentagon Jr. have a dump. They kidnapped him, and then we see them on a video screen attacking him on the video screen, and then Brian Cage comes to life and takes out Sammy and Jake Christ, and then he wipes them with a tope. I hope I said that right, because tope is just a flip over the top rope to the outside onto them, and took them out. Brian Cage and the Lucha Brothers win this battle, but the war is not over, and it will end. Most definitely will end at Bound for Glory. I'll say it again. Personally, I kind of wish there were more one-on-one matches between all 6 involved, but it'll be a six-man match. It should be really a good one. A really, really good one. All right. Okay, what do we got? We had a Global Wrestling Network flashback, which I was watching on the Global Wrestling Network, so I kind of fast forwarded. I mean, I know the Global Wrestling Network flashback is, to show people what they might be getting on the Global Wrestling Network. I'm already a subscriber, so I really don't need to see what I'm getting. I already know what I'm getting. So I always fast forward the Global Wrestling Network flashback. This week it was LAX against AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels in a cage match, Bound for Glory 2006, which was a great match, by the way, but I didn't want to watch it again yesterday, so I fast forward. Then we have in the back Joe Hendry, Grado, and Katarina. A little segment with them. She's trying to become friendly with them again, but they won't know part of her. So Katarina introduces Murder Clown. So, and then we find out that next week Murder Clown will be facing Joe Hendry. Okay, this is a little better. So Katarina has gotten somebody on her side to see if to get some revenge on Joe Hendry. Great, but still, I'm not sure where this is going, and I think maybe it's time to end this little program and split Hendry up from Grado and let Hendry do his own thing. And I don't know, maybe Katarina maybe Murder Clown could take out Grado. Or maybe Joseph Park can return and he can do more comedy bits with Grado. That was funny. And Joe Hendry can move on to something else. But anyway, we'll see what happens next week. Murder Clown against Joe Hendry. And I'm looking forward to seeing the song that Joe Hendry will comes up with and sings about Murder Clown. So we'll that's something to look forward to next week. Scarlett Bordeaux makes her big announcement. And her big announcement is she's issuing a global talent search and they will get her attention 24/7. I mean, come on already. Come on. This whole Scarlett Bordeaux thing is stupid. It's stupid. I'm just not a fan of it. Just get Scarlett Bordeaux in the ring already. She's very talented in the ring. She's issuing a global talent search, and whoever wins this global talent search will get her attention 24/7. Because she says that she's revolutionized the company and she almost led Fallah Bahh to a world title. But the whole thing is dumb. I'm sorry. It's dumb. I don't like it. I'd rather watch Grado. I'd rather watch Grado interact with Katarina than Scarlett Bordeaux or what she's doing right now. It's stupid. I'm sorry. I know at Global at the Border City Wrestling 25th anniversary show, she's in the ring with Stone Rockwell. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to her in the ring. But this whole smoke show, the smoke show segments, you don't even see it anymore because it's stupid. I don't like it. And I guess there's going to be a long played out global talent search for someone who's going to get her attention 24/7. So that's something that I am not looking forward to. Anyway, let's move on. No more Scarlett Bordeaux talk. It's starting to piss me off. It is. It's stupid. I don't know what they're doing with her. They brought her in and when she initially came in and she insulted Alicia Atut, and that was good. That was good stuff. But I thought she was going to be in the ring, and she was going to be an arrogant individual in the ring. But you don't see her in the ring. She's not in the ring. She just sits on a couch, or she shows up behind some smoke or something, and it's stupid. It's stupid. But from there, we got a really solid tag team match, and I'm really I was really excited about this one because it's the match I want to see ever since the Desi Hit Squad debuted. It was LAX, the Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champions, LAX, Santana and Ortiz, taking on Rohit Raju and Gursinder Singh, the Desi Hit Squad. This was a really, really good tag team match. Great tag team match. Ortiz did kind of botch a sunset flip, it looked like. But other than that, though, the match was really good back and forth action. And I really was pulling for the Desi Hit Squad. I was actually wearing my Desi Hit Squad shirt at the Windsor Comic Con. But I was pulling for them. I was hoping the OGZs would have came out, Homicide and Hernandez, and distracted LAX, and Desi Hit Squad steal out a victory. That wasn't the case. Santana and Ortiz, were victorious in this match. They hit the street sweeper on, I think it was Singh, on Singh, and they hit the street sweeper on Singh, and they got the win. But I've been reading, people are saying that nobody cares about the Desi Hit Squad. I was looking at one website, and someone specifically said no one cares about the Desi Hit Squad. I care about the Desi Hit Squad. The Desi Hit Squad's a really good tag team, and I think they have Impact Wrestling tag team title potential. And this was a great match. This was a great match. When they took on OVE at Bad Intentions, it was a great match. Desi Hit Squad are very talented. Gursinder Singh, Rohit Raju, they work so well together. And, they need a push. They're getting a little bit of a push, but they seem to be on a losing. They'll win one and then they'll lose like 6 or 7. Or I shouldn't say 6, but like 3 or 4. But, no, they're a really good tag team. And I really think that they're going to be the Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champions in the near future. And I'm a fan of Desi Hit Squad. So sue me. I'm a fan of the Desi Hit Squad. And I let everybody at Windsor Comic Con know that I am a fan of the Desi Hit Squad. There you go. I'm on cloud. Oh, I just tapped the microphone. I always hit my microphone. I'm always making these interference sounds. But anyway. After that, we had post-match, King and Santana and Ortiz. King and Homicide and Hernandez. They appeared on a big screen, and King cut another tremendous promo. A tremendous promo. He is so good, King. And they burnt an old mask of Conan. And this was great. This was terrific. I'm a huge fan of King. And when he was with the DCC with Bram and James Storm, they should have let him talk. He's terrific here. He's made me a fan of the OGZs. He's just terrific. I love when he shows up, because you're going to get a great promo, and he's doing a tremendous job, as is Conan. And Conan does a great promo, and they work so well together. There's good chemistry there. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this concrete jungle street fight, or street sweeper fight, or whatever the hell they're calling it, at Bound for Glory. It's going to be a tremendous match between both teams. And I love that he burns Conan's old mask. He's really trying to get them to break the ceasefire, but it's just great TV, great to watch. Speaking of great to watch, Fallah Bahh and KM were in, I think, one of the most entertaining segments I have seen Fallah Bahh and KM ever do. Fallah Bahh is so damn talented. He has so much charisma, and people compare him to Yokozuna because of his ring attire, but he's nothing like Yokozuna. He's got so much more charisma. Fallah Bahh is singing KM a bedtime story, or he's singing him a lullaby. I'm sorry, and he's just singing, it in Bahh. He sings him a lullaby, Bah Bah Bah. Ba ba ba, and just say ba 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 all over and over again. And right when he gets to the end, he gives KM a little kiss. So it's ba 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 ba. It was absolutely brilliant. I absolutely loved it. It's so entertaining. So entertaining. Of course, KM wakes up and he asks Fallah Bahh to get revenge for them. For Aries, Moose, and Killer Cross for injuring KM. But it's just brilliant stuff. Absolutely loved it. And I would love to have Fallah Bahh on the show, but he speaks Bahh, and I don't know if I quite understand Bahh. I'd have to have Stone Rockwell. I know Stone Rockwell speaks Bahh. But great stuff. So entertaining. Oh man. Then we had Ali and Kiera Hogan against Su Yung and the Undead Maid of Honor. This was a decent match, good back and forth action with a surprise ending. Kiera Hogan gets the clean victory over Su Yung. She hits a fisherman's neck breaker on Su Yung against a clean victory, which was a little surprising. I still think that Kiera Hogan is going to turn on Allie. I say this, the last few weeks. And this might have something to do with it. I don't know, but, it was a little surprising. You know, Su Yung, she's supposed to, be, one of the top dogs in the women's division, and she loses in the match to Kiera Hogan. You kind of thought like the Undead Maid of Honor would have taken the loss, but Su Yung loses. Something is gonna happen. Something's gonna happen here. Kiera Hogan is gonna fall under a spell or something from Su Yung, and she's gonna turn on Allie, and Rosemary's gonna come back, and they're gonna have to try and save Kiera Hogan from the depths of hell, from the clutches of Su Yung and the Undead Maid of Honor. But it was a decent match overall. I'm a big fan of Kiera Hogan, so we'll see what happens. Alright, and then we had our main event. Alright, we had our main event, the main event of the evening, which was Johnny Impact and Eddie Edwards versus Moose and Killer Kross. And this was a really good tag team match as well. I really loved Killer Kross. Really digging heel Moose. And, this was a good back and forth action. But in the end, it was Moose and Killer Kross defeating Johnny Impact and Eddie Edwards. Moose, spears, Edwards and picks up the win. And, Moose and Killer Kross, are victorious in this match. Once again against Johnny Impact and Eddie Edwards. Next week, Joe Hendry takes on Murder Clown. Rich Swann next week goes one-on-one with Matt Sydal. They had a little confrontation, a little backstage segment as well. Eli Drake's open challenge continues, and it's going to be Su Yung against Kiera Hogan next week as well. Su Yung against Kiera Hogan next week. Still think Kiera Hogan is going to fall under some spell of Su Yung, but we'll see. We'll see what happens next week. Next week should be a good show, and I'm looking forward to it. All right, so just give me one sec here. Okie doke. So I finally got to see Impact Wrestling's Night of the Dummies. If you listened to my show maybe 2 weeks ago, I did review the first match. I did see a Jay Freddy against Isis Efix. Terrific match. Jay Freddy was so impressive in this match. So impressive that he might be a guest on a future show. You never know. But Jay Freddy does win the first match. This was Night of the Dummies. It was Eli Drake's show. Eli Drake, he comes out after the Jay Freddy match, and he starts playing the piano and singing the song really badly. And then he goes and interviews tailgating fans. And then the match 2 we had was Fallah Bahh against Super Cop Dick Justice. And this was, when I'm a fan of Fallah Bahh, not so much of Richard Justice or Dick Justice, and I wasn't really expecting much here, but this was a highly entertaining match. Highly entertaining match. Dick Justice has his finger gun spot. He takes out a finger gun, he points it at Fallah Bahh, like see Super Cop and Fallah Bahh, just stops and drops to his knees, and Fallah Bahh, just classic Fallah Bahh, just points to the gun and goes, no. Really entertaining match. I like the match. It's kind of, they started off and they started colliding into each other, and seeing who could knock the other one down. And it was a good match. I liked it. Very entertaining. The crowd loved it. The live crowd was really into it. They're really into Dick Justice. But Fallah Bahh does get the victory. He hits belly to belly on Dick Justice, and he gets the win. But highly entertaining match. Fallah Bahh was great. Fallah Bahh was just terrific. Like I said, the fans were fully behind Dick Justice, but Fallah Bahh does win the match. Did kind of a little mock heel turn there, like little heel turn he kind of during the match. It was really good, very entertaining. We had a Moose segment. He did a little kind of promo backstage, and Dick Justice cut a promo as well. Then we had Slick Wagner Brown against Axel Lennox, and this was a solid match. I've never seen either of these wrestlers before, but this was a solid, good back and forth match. I really enjoyed it. It really had me invested in both guys. I thought it could have gone either way. Really, really good match. This is what I like about these one night onlys at Impact when they collaborate. I should say it was Impact Wrestling collaborating with Excite Wrestling in Binghamton, New York. I apologize. I should have brought that up to begin with. But I like, cause you get to see wrestlers that you don't normally see on TV, and there are wrestlers that you see that really impress you. Like Jay Freddy was one in the first match, and I reviewed that match 2 weeks ago. And this one also, Slick Wagner Brown and Axel Lennox having a terrific match. Wagner Brown does hit Splash Mountain, I believe it's called, for the win. He does defeat Axel Lennox, but this was good. I really liked it. I really enjoyed this match. Slick Wagner Brown is victorious in this one. Then we had Alicia Edwards taking on Rebel. Now Rebel likes to do the cowgirl thing, like she's riding a horse and shake her thing, and she's pretty good at too. But she's I don't know. This match wasn't all that good. Alicia Edwards, 3 botches in a row. There were 3 botches in a row for Alicia Edwards. And it's rare. I can say it's really rare that Rebel is in a match where she's actually the better in-ring performer. But she was a better in-ring performer here. And Alicia Edwards has got to be careful, cause 3 botches in a row. They were little subtle botches, but then she hit a backpack stunner, off the top ropes. And it was awful looking. She's got to be careful. She's going to hurt somebody. If she's not ready to be in the ring, she shouldn't be in the ring. She's going to really hurt somebody. She did win the match. She did defeat Rebel, but she's got to be careful. This match was awful. I'm sorry, it was awful. I think it was absolutely horrendous. Horrendous match. And then on top of that, she's in the back and she cuts a horrendous promo. So I don't know what they see in Alicia Edwards. I'm sorry, Eddie. I hope you don't come after me, for saying this, but, I just wasn't a fan. Not a fan of the match. Not a fan of Alicia Edwards. I think the whole thing was awful. The whole thing was awful. Let's move on to match 5. Match 5 was Team Tremendous, which was Dan Barry and Bill Carr taking on the Heavenly Bodies, Desirable Dustin and Gigolo Justin. Desirable Dustin and Gigolo Dustin. And let me tell you, this was another solid match. I haven't seen any of these guys, but this, I came away saying I want to see more of both teams. This was a solid match. Both teams worked well together. It was good crowd-pleasing action. Team Tremendous, I believe, if I heard correctly, they're aligned with Super Cop, Dick Justice. But this was a good match. It was leading good back and forth action. Team Tremendous, they do get the victory over the Heavenly Bodies. But overall, this was a really good, fun match. Team Tremendous wins out here with Flying Sliced Bread, as it was being called by, Josh Matthews and Sanjay Dutt were, on the announce team, were announcing the matches. They weren't there, but they were watching it. I guess on tape delay and they were watching the video and doing the announcing. But Team Tremendous wins with Flying Sliced Bread. It was a great match. Really, really enjoyed it. Eli Drake comes out, for a Fact of Life segment. Jimmy Jacobs comes out as his guest. Eddie Edwards eventually leaves. I don't know what. Jimmy Jacobs was left in the ring and he calls out Santana. Santana comes out and winds up kicking the face off, Jimmy Jacobs. Then we have a street fight. LAX is Santana against OGZ's Homicide, and this was a great brawl. Both guys put a lot. I don't know why they call it a street fight. It was just like a regular match. It was really no weapons were involved or anything like that. It was just good back and forth action. between both very talented wrestlers. In the end, Santana does win with a frog splash, defeats Homicide. But great brawl, good back and forth action, excellent work by both guys, as was expected. And I know they're involved in the feud, of course, so this kind of added to it. You didn't see Hernandez, you didn't see Ortiz. I think the little storyline there was Ortiz was, the OGs jumped Ortiz, and so Ortiz wasn't there. But no, yeah, good action, and I'm glad Santana got the victory over Homicide. We get another, Eli Drake segment, then we have, Santana does a backstage promo, and then we had another really, really good match that I really, really enjoyed. I enjoyed a lot of matches on the show, except the one. Sean Carr, not this one, I'm talking about the Alicia Edwards one. I liked this one, this next match, which was match 7. Sean Carr, the hybrid Sean Carr, who came out to a nice pop because he's from Binghamton, New York, taking on Brute Van Slyke. And, this was really, really good. Sean Carr spending a lot of the match trying to chop down the larger Brute Van Slyke. He had a manager with him. I don't remember them. I didn't catch the manager's name. I'm sorry if they announced it. I missed it. But I liked the match a lot. And I posted it on Twitter how much I liked this match, and both guys appreciated that. But solid match, good back and forth action. Van Slyke is a really, really good big man, and Sean Carr played the smaller guy well, trying to chop down the bigger Brute Van Slyke. Finally, he chops him down with 3 straight super kicks, and then a swanton to win the match. So this was really good. I really enjoyed this match. Then from there, we had, KM and Fallah Bahh entertaining segment again. Anytime they get together, you see Fallah Bahh TV is a big win. Every promo, anytime he's on TV, it's gold. Fallah Bahh is money. Put it that way. He's money. But we had another little segment between the two, and then we had Moose versus KM. Moose playing, of course, the heel here, and this was a very good match as well. This whole show was very good, except for the one ladies match, Edwards versus, Rebel, and I won't say it again. I said it a number of times, but this match, Moose and KM, was good. You had a lot of good close falls. KM very talented, Moose very, very talented. You kind of thought that maybe KM might be able to pull this out. He might squeak out a victory, but nope. He wasn't able to, unfortunately. And Moose playing the heel, he hits a low blow, then a spear to secure the victory. But Moose as a heel, Moose is terrific as a heel. I think he's a natural heel, and I think him turning heel was a great decision. And he played it well here. And this was we got a really, really good match here, and I enjoyed it. I was enjoying the whole show. You had Bad Intentions, which I attended, which was terrific, and this was actually filmed on the same night as Bad Intentions, and it was lots of great Impact Wrestling filmed on I don't remember the day, but on that day, Bad Intentions and Night of the Dummies. But like I said, Moose does defeat KM, and then we went to the main event. And this is Eli Drake's show, right? This is the main event. Eddie Edwards is Eli Drake versus Eddie Edwards main event. But Eddie Edwards comes out. I think he slapped Eli Drake on the ass, and then he went to use his kendo stick. And the arm drag, and then Eli Drake, it's his show, so he makes the rules. So Eli Drake decided to ban the kendo stick, arm drags, and ass slapping in the match, which I thought was quite funny. And we had a good match. It was a really, really good main event, but I was a little disappointed. That Eddie Edwards defeated Eli Drake. This was Eli Drake's show. Eli Drake should have won the match or the main event on his show. I feel, not losing, to Eddie Edwards. But don't get me wrong, it was a really good main event. I I kind of wish, Eli Drake, got the victory, especially now he's in the midst of that open challenge. But, the open challenge, arrogant Eli Drake saying nobody could defeat me. I'm having this open challenge, but here on Night of the Dummies, Eddie Edwards defeats Eli Drake, on Night of the Dummies on his own show. So the open challenge kind of lost a little bit of its appeal to me because, he lost the match here, and I know that they're doing the announcing and they're announcing as if this is as if this show happened after last week's show, on last Thursday. Cause it was filmed and then they edited in the commentary, and they were talking about stuff that happened last week but it takes away from it. It takes away from the open challenge, in my opinion. What's the point of having an open challenge if he's going to lose on his own show? That's how I see it. But anyway, I thought it was hilarious though when he banned the ass slapping. I thought that was good. But anyway, that was it. That was Night of the Dummies. And that was my thoughts on Night of the Dummies. It was a really good show. And that's that. Impact Wrestling's on fire, baby. It's on fire. But anyway, that is it for me. Until next week. So I'm going to wrap it up and say thank you very much for joining me this week. I'm your host, Louis Carlin. And until next week, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. Stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye-bye.